excuse me. Do we have any George Clinton fans in the house? If you are a George Clinton fan or Parliament Funkadelic fan, give me give me some type of yes, give me a P emoji. If you are a P-Funk fan, a George Clinton fan, give me a P in the comments, okay? Now, we have George Clinton to thank for many hits that we have. Actually, while we're doing this, y'all name some of George Clinton's hits. Now, George Clinton has been making music for over 40 years. This man, I'm not even sure how old he is at this point. He may be in his 60s or 70s, but George Clinton has been on the performing circuit for decades, all right? And he has created a lot of music. Now, he has also worked with a lot of people in the past, right? Now, when you have copyrights on something, you have 3 years from the date that you know of the violation to say something, right? Testify, up for the downstroke. Okay. So let's say, I write a song and somebody steals my song. Let's say I write a song in 2020, right? And I find out somebody stole my song in 2022. From the time I know that this person stole my song in 2022, I have until that time in 2025 to file a lawsuit for copyright infringement. Now, that doesn't mean I can only get, royalties for those 3 years, but I have 3 years from the time I know of the infringement to file, right? So, George Clinton, he has worked with tons of people over his career, including at the beginning a gentleman by the name of LeBaron Taylor. LeBaron Taylor was a Detroit-based music producer, DJ, and record company exec, right? George Clinton recorded music for Taylor's label in the late 60s. The label went bankrupt, as many labels do. So the label's bankrupt. George Clinton goes somewhere else to start recording music, including music that he had recorded with what's his name? LeBaron Taylor. Okay. So now this is in the late 60s. So let's just give it 1968 to like 1972, right? Last year, 2020, within the last year, 2024, LeBaron Taylor is trying to sue George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic for copyright infringement over those songs that he recorded in the late 60s, early 70s after the studio went bankrupt. You have known that George Clinton has been running the streets since that time. Where have you been for 40 years? So he tried to lodge a lawsuit against George Clinton, and the court said, "Sir, where have you been?" No. Okay? No, now. Let's say it had been 40 years, and let's say LeBaron Taylor, let's just say he was in a coma for 37 years, right? And then he comes out of the coma, and then he realizes that George Clinton stole some of his music or whatever, or recorded it without his permission. Maybe then you might have some type of, argument. I couldn't respond because I didn't know, because I was in a coma. LeBaron, you weren't in a coma. You've been awake. So where you been, bro? Right? So what do we think about that? Do we think that the court got it right? Should they have offered LeBaron Taylor maybe a little piece of some of that Parliament Funkadelic check? Or is it just, sir, not only are you late, this thing is desiccated, it has decayed, it is in the ground, it has grown a tree. Right? So keep in mind, when you have copyrighted material, you have 3 years from the time you know of the infringement to file a lawsuit. All right. So, we wish good health and long life to the legend George Clinton. May he continue to bring us the funk.